Hello, it is still August. It's actually the 17th of August, a Sunday, and I actually originally made a video yesterday, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, succotash, I can't believe it. I had videoed, it was like some paperwork, had some private information, and I was like, okay. I tried to cut it out, but then that didn't work. I tried to blur it, but then it blurred too much. Because I don't have high sophisticated editing stuff. I use the Samsung Studio or Power Director, and either one of those could like and I did do and I think you can do a YouTube studio, but it was going to require, a lot of time. And I know I listened to some people, well, it took me, 8 hours to edit this video. I'll be honest, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not saying never, but right now I'm not, because I've got so much other stuff going on in my life, and that wouldn't be a priority. So to spend 8 hours editing, 15 to 25 minute video, other people, that's what they're doing, but I'm trying to do some other things as well. And I'm not saying they're not busy, but I was just popping on to show you a few things that I made. And I know I showed you some of these, I think in the last video, some of these small totes that I had made. And like I said, keep in mind, this is stuff I already had. I already had this webbing. I did a 1-inch bias and sewed it on. I really wanted the flowers to be on the outside. I put it together wrong, but you know what? It's going to stay. It's going to stay just like this. And there's, I think I told you, there's a little pocket on the inside as well. And this one, I made a mistake. This is webbing I had too. I don't like this as much as the soft cotton, but initially this was for something different years ago, and but I have it, so I'm going to use it. But really, I wanted this to go on a bigger bag, but I did a rut row, and it went on here. It's going to stay on here. It's still fine, it's still fine. Then I, did the blue one. Same thing, pocket on the inside. But I did yesterday. This is one ready to go together. It's the same as those. It's going to be that pattern. And I remembered I had told you I couldn't find them, and I was looking. Well, I found them. These I made maybe 10, 12 years ago. And this was how I did the wristlet keychains. And there was a shop on Etsy, and I would just buy the webbing. It was already pre-cut to different colors. You could go through, pick your colors. I don't remember how much you got. I don't remember. It's been a lot of years ago. But that's a 1.5 inch right there. And now I have the pliers to crimp it down. But this is what they call jacquard ribbon. And what jacquard ribbon is it's embroidered. And this is more of a fine embroidery. And so, but that's what that one is. This is actually some vintage ribbon. And same thing. It's embroidery. It's jacquard ribbon. And then I have about a dozen in here. And like I said, there's one in here I might keep for myself. Just because I love whales. And I don't think I have any more of this ribbon. So I am going to finish up the ribbon that I have. There's not a whole lot left. And then my handful of these, I'm going to do that now. Like I said, the webbing part was pre-cut. So I'll work with that, because that's like it's literally just ribbon that I sewed on to that. And then, you know, I've had this tool for just as long. And then you just put it on there. It's got on that side 2 pointed pieces, and you just crimp it, boom. It's on. Easy cheesy, pretty sturdy. And then these are only 1 inch. And this works the same way though. And this is the soft cotton webbing. I have, I'll show you, I had this big thing of black for something I had made years ago. And then I have this has got to be, I don't know, it says 1.25 inches. I know it's more than 1 inch because this is 1 inch. I had all this, and let me see what this is. Let me see if this is the same as that. Oh, it is. So it'd be 1.25 inches. And so, and I do have more of these. And then I also have, and the smaller ones too. So I'm going to use them both, use them up, and then of course I have the zipper by the yard. I'm really not trying to buy anything. I'm trying to just use up what I have. I've got some, my Cricut machine's right there. I guess I used it a couple times this year for school stuff, last school year. But I have these blanks. If you do Cricut or Silhouette, or you know what those are, it's a bookmark that has a coating on it. So I'm going to do a little design for that. It won't be that frosted looking. It has a protective cover on it so it doesn't get all scratched up. It's going to be a little more clear like this now. This has got fingerprints on. Well, even this has a little piece of plastic on it, like seal wrap or something. I have some of those, and then some of these. Oh, that's 2 of them. Some of these chunkier ones, and they. I don't know how many of these I have, but I'm going to use them up. I'm going to, you know, come up with a design. My focus has been on the sewing stuff, and so I do have tassels to put on those, and I've got a couple boxes of those. But then I also have some of this. It's holographic, and what I'll do is whatever I'm gonna find some scriptures to put out on my Cricut to put on there, and then I'll put this on top of it as well. I don't know if you understood all that, but that's kind of the plan. I have all this written down because my brain just stacks ideas, and I do have to tell myself, whoa, this is all we're gonna do. I don't know how this is gonna do. I'm just gonna try it, and we'll see, because I've got boatloads of fabric, and I have a ton of quilt kits. And I used to think, when I first started quilting 100 years ago, oh, those kits are kind of a ripoff. But really, I don't think that anymore, because if you get the kit, you get closer to the amount that you need, and there's not going to be a lot left over. And so you're not buying, say, half a yard of fabric and then having maybe a quarter of it. I guess you can buy 3/4 of a yard, but what I'm saying is you're not having to buy more fabric than you're necessarily gonna have to use. But you know, waste not, want not, and I've got so much stuff here Like I said, some was given to me. And one of the things was the lady that I told you that Billy knew, she'd given him a lot of, she gave him a lot of denim stuff. This one's going to my sister, like I might have said in a previous video, might have said at the beginning of this one. But it's got a rut row in it, and I just don't think it's going to have a lot of longevity. I am going to cinch it and put it on this machine, my Juki 2010. It's like a in-home commercial machine almost. And I'm going to cinch that for her so that she can get some life out of this. And I'll do that. So I've got, I think, 4 more of these over there ready to go together. And then I am going to make a bunch of these to sell separate than that, and they'll be priced differently. I might have to where if you get the little coin bag to also with the wristlet, it might be like $1 less if you buy the 2. So that's a thought. But I need to get to sewing here, and if it gets a little nicer out, when it gets too hot, we can't WALK. But here's one of my friends right there. I don't know, can you see her? I can't tell if you can see her or not. Hey, Rox. She's a sweet girl. She is not far from me ever. Now Moxie, oh, she's under the dining room table right there. So I fed them, and I do wait about an hour to 2 hours before I will WALK them. I usually, like in the evenings, they've been fed about 2 hours before we go on our evening WALK, because Moxie just has GI issues at times, and it's better not to walk on a full belly of food. And anyway, that's my update right now. I really wish my video yesterday, I wish I would have paid attention, because I caught part of the storm we went out back to, and but you know, like I said, there was some paperwork with a lot of private information, and so I couldn't get it to edit out. But thanks for watching, and I pray that you have a good afternoon, morning, evening, whatever your scenario is. And hopefully next time we'll be in my van making window coverings. I haven't so far on my camp trips used any, but I think if I were to be like in a boondocking somewhere, I would like the window covers. So for right now, I've been fine without them. I don't mind waking up with that, you know, gradual sunlight coming in. Like I've been at campgrounds, and that it hadn't been an issue for me. But I do see the need for them, and I'm going to do that. And hopefully I will remember to video part of that. That's part of the problem. I don't always think about it. But you all have, like I said, once again, a wonderful afternoon, morning, evening, whatever your scenario is. And thank you for watching. And until I see you next time, God bless.